Welcome back to the Bible Reading Project. My wife hates that. She hates the way I open the Bible Reading Project. Now I'm paranoid. It's Monday. I'm paranoid. She said, why do you always point? Why do you always do this? Like, welcome to the Bible Reading Project.
I've never thought about it, but it is a good question.
Yeah, like I point at the camera, like engaging people to our new radio program.
But
because she also
that's
said,
not really engaging. That's like,
yeah, you sorry people.
but to you, if you want to engage somebody, you can point like this.
You're blocking my camera view. So she has really helped us be better. She said, don't point anymore. So I have to stop that. Yeah. We can't banter. She also said today at lunch, and you heard her, that she said, we're just like a radio show now.
Yeah. So no fun, basically.
Or, yeah, true. Yeah. Or, you know, we could just let her run the whole thing. I mean, you could quit.
Yeah.
But I don't like that
I don't
either.
think that's a good idea.
Welcome to the Bible Reading Project. It is Monday. Welcome to our radio show. We're glad to have you. Are you excited this week, man?
Of course. I love this.
Here's the deal. It's Psalm 16 through 20 this week. I'm excited about that. Good things are happening. We're like 4 weeks in now, so it's good. And are you excited to be alive in this generation?
Yeah, Joe Biden's our president. So
I am pumped to be alive. You know why?
Why?
God left us alive for this generation.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, me too. Like, I am more excited to be alive now in the middle of even what a dark world would be. We can shine. We don't even have to try that hard to shine bright anymore. You just show up and you're shining if you love Jesus. So thanks for hanging with me all week. I'm a little disappointed in you.
Why?
Not a lot, but a little. Because last week we gave away on Thursday nothing. And why? Why not? What did you get?
because I need to read my Bible more.
You need to read your Bible more. You missed all 10. I think you got a half of a question, but we were giving away a year-long subscription of what kind of coffee?
Black Rifle.
Sponsored by Black Rifle Coffee right here this year, in the future. And you blew it. Like zero questions, and Bible questions at that. Yeah. So this week I've got a whole new set of questions that have nothing to do with the Bible. I think you'll do better.
Okay.
And so prep yourself, man.
Thank you for still believing in me.
Get in this. And hey, you know what happens to these girls? They're still reading their Bible. We're going to check in with them this week. But I went to dinner with Stella, just me and this bee on the left there. We went to dinner last night. I said, how are you doing on your Bible? She thumbed up it, man.
Yeah, nice.
So guess what?
What?
She's off school all week. So we're going to call her probably tomorrow or Wednesday and just check in.
Okay.
And, you know, see if she's lying.
Right.
I don't know how we'll know, but we're going to check in. But guess what?
What?
This is going to shock you.
All right, I'm ready.
Guess who our special guest is all week long this week?
Who?
Take a guess. Gander. Just take a gander at it. Who would the special guest be all week long with us, sitting in on the Bible Reading Project?
Is it Joey?
Oh, he's always here. Joey, shout out to Joey, our edit man. He does a good job, by the way. He edits us, makes us look good. No, not Joey.
Okay. Jesus?
Dude, I don't have time for this.
She's going to be so mad.
No, man. I love your mom.
I know you do. I do too, but she's going to be so mad.
Mom, you're our guest for the Bible reading. You know why I've made her the special guest all week?
Yeah, because she's great.
Because she's great and she loves us.
Yeah.
Like my wife, Robin, put us down. Not in a bad way, but just kind of, I don't watch it. It's not good. You should just read the Bible. Then one of her friends, who's employed here, also said, yeah, I just scroll through all the banter and just go straight to the Bible reading.
Right.
And I'm like...
Somebody commented last Monday and said, if you don't like the banter, just fast forward.
It's kind of like, yeah, Jesus is here. Let's just kill him. Like, right? Just straight to the cross. We don't even want to. We don't want to go eat with him. We don't
30 years.
No 30 years. We don't walk with him. Get to know him. Just kill him. That's kind of how I felt today. It's like, yeah, we just scroll past your banter, get right to the Bible reading. I'm like, man, that's just like Jesus. So just kill him.
Yeah.
So, but not this lady.
Mom, I had no idea that he was going to do this.
This lady, though, loves it. And I think it's because you're on it and you're her kid.
Yeah.
And there was a time there where it could be lifelong prison or Jesus. You picked Jesus.
I did.
And I think that's why she's happy that you're doing something meaningful with your life.
Right.
And so she's our host all week long. Mom, we're glad you're here. She looks kind of cool there. Like, where is
She's
that?
cool. I don't know.
Looks like flat Earth picture. I see the
there's
ocean behind her.
No curve.
But she's got the wind in her hair, man. She's got on the hip little Ray-Ban sunglasses. Nice smile, good teeth too. So she goes to the dentist.
Yep.
So man, I'm excited to have Mom. And tell all our viewers her name. What's her name other than Mom?
Kimberly Dawn Holdeman.
Kimberly Dawn. I like that. Man. That is redneck. And she lives up north with that name.
Yeah.
Kimberly Dawn.
Kimberly Dawn.
KD.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have KD sitting in with us all week, so I'm glad to have that. I'm looking forward to spending a week with you talking. So let's jump in. Psalm chapter 16 is where we're going to dive in today. 11 verses, but it's going to be good. Here we go. New Living Translation. Keep me safe, O God, for I have come to you for refuge. I said to the Lord, you are my master. Every good thing I have comes from you. The godly people in the land are true heroes. I take pleasure in them. Troubles multiply for those who chase after other gods. I will not take part in their sacrifices of blood or even speak the name of their gods. Lord, you alone are my inheritance, my cup of blessing. You guard all that is mine. The land you have given me is a pleasant land. What a wonderful inheritance. I will bless the Lord who guides me. Even at night, my heart instructs me. I know the Lord is always with me. I will not be shaken, for he is right beside me. No wonder my heart is glad and I rejoice. My body rests in safety. For you will not leave my soul among the dead or allow your Holy One to rot in the grave. You will show me the way of life, granting me the joy of your presence and the pleasures of living with you forever. Amen. I like that. Hey, check this out. This is what I want to talk about today, because you're a couple of weeks back from going up to Washington. Mm-hmm. This week I saw on the news put fences all around Washington, which is weird to me, because I'm like, I thought we were all about no fences, take all the guns away, defund the police. Mm-hmm. And so last night I see all these 12-foot high fences with all these rolled barbed wires, 20,000 troops hanging out in Washington. I'm like, dude, it's awesome. It's like a whole other country, right? But how do you think godly people who want to live for God, how do you think we can practically live for God in this generation? Look at what he said in verse 3 again. He said, the godly people in the land are my true heroes. Mm-hmm. I take pleasure in them. Yeah. But I know when you're living in a time where things feel dark, you feel like the cancel culture is on a high ride, right? Right. And probably it's more true now than the godly are on a narrow road versus the wide road, right? How do you, what advice would you give to people on how to live godly in a generation like this? I mean, you got your street preachers, they'll hold signs, scream on the street, you're going to hell. Yeah. But a practical way, we have high school kids that follow this, junior high kids that follow this, but college students, any age, give advice on how are we godly in a generation. And one more thing. Okay. Last week I was having a conversation with somebody. They were asking my question. I said, why are we nervous? Yeah. Like every generation of the Bible, when you're reading through it, whether it's Babylon, whether it's Egypt, God always raises up godly people. Right. A Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, a Daniel, a Moses, an Aaron. He always raises up somebody, the Apostle Peter, that'll stand up and say, man, I'm going to live for God in the middle of this hellacious generation. How do you maybe keep yourself, pressing it's worth it? Because sometimes it just doesn't feel worth it. Yeah. It's like, I'm not making any difference at all. Right. I'm kind of part of the losing team here. Mm-hmm. Just talk about that a minute. From your perspective as a young man in your 30s, what you encourage younger people that you're discipling to make a difference in this generation, and it's meaningful and encourage that in people.
Yeah, I think the first and probably the second most important thing that you need to do is get connected to like-minded people, to stay connected with other believers. The Bible's clear on that, and I think that's why God said that it was so important to not forsake the gathering, is so that you'll get in with other like-minded people, so that you don't feel like you're going crazy, so that you don't, when you do feel like you're losing hope, you can bring that hopelessness to the group and they can remind you of God's goodness. That's good. If you need encouragement, they can encourage you. If you need to be celebrated, they can celebrate you. If you need prayer, they can pray with you. If you have a need, the group that's what the Bible says, that the group, the church, is supposed to come around and help meet that need. So I think that's probably the second most important thing. The first most important thing is obvious and cliche, but it is very important and powerful, is to stay in this thing, the Word, to stay in the Bible. Because if we're not careful, then what will happen is all of these weird teachings come, and these things that lead us astray, and the things that feel good and look right and seem right come, and they take us away. But I like what you preached on Sunday, that I have to take my logic out of it and put God's logic at the foundation of it.
Right.
And so whether it's owning my 50 feet or living my life, I have to constantly take Ryan's logic out of it and put the logic of God in it. So I think those two things will help you live a life of righteousness, live a godly life.
I think what I started out in my 20s, like, I'm going to change the world. That was my, in the 80s and 90s, I'm going to change the world for Jesus. And I really wanted to. I would have done anything to, travel the world, preach Jesus. Robin and I ended up starting churches, right? So we planted a church. And about 10 years in, I'm just feeling like this is futile. Man, I'm not winning this battle here.
Yeah, right.
I'm not winning the world. I got about 200 people in the church max. And, gosh, I had such a high and lofty goal to change the world. And then feeling like the world is doing a lot better job at winning itself than I was at winning people for God.
Yeah, right.
And I landed on that one thing. It's just about my 50 feet. I don't have to win the world. I just have to represent Jesus inside my own 50 feet, my world. And that's when my thinking started changing. I don't have to win people from other states and countries to Jesus, but it's a sad testimony if the people 8 to 10 feet around me don't even know God. Right. And I think that's how we make a difference. It's not looking at all the high schools and going, man, I feel like it's looking at the 6 people sitting around you and going, am I making a difference in their life? Yeah, right. It's not looking at all the problems in the world and going, what can little old me do? Yeah. But am I making a difference to the 3 or 4 problems in my circle of influence? Like today, we went and changed a tire for somebody. Doesn't feel like it's a world-changing thing, but in the life of the one person that needed the tire change, perhaps it was meaningful. And I think that's how I've learned to live the gospel. I've learned to kind of take the fame and fortune out of it and bring it into, it's about the gospel being real inside my world and changing the internals of my world. If we all do that, I think we make a great difference. And I think that's kind of what I bring out of this psalm is be comfortable to own your 50 feet. You're a hair person, you do hair, then inside your 50 feet, change your world. Yep. You're in high school, inside your 50 feet, change your world. You're on a sports team, inside the sports team, change your world. Be a voice. You'll still be probably the minority, but you can feel like I'm at least making a difference. And we laughed a few weeks back about Jesus. I mean, the Son of God ends up with only 120 people committed to him.
Right.
That's seemingly against all odds not very successful. But those 120, because they were passionate inside and outside in their streets where they lived, we're here today.
Right.
Still talking about the same message that they were talking about because they just went to the street and impacted their generation. I think that's what we do in this politically charged, divisive world in which we live, is we live within the world where we are at present, our 50 feet. And so, man, that's what I take. Thank you so much for being here this week. We'll see you tomorrow.